Hey, welcome to Drinking with Shauna and Kevin. Welcome back. My name is Kevin, and once again, I'm here with the amazing Shauna. Shauna, how's it going?
It's, varies from hour to hour.
That's how this quarantine life is. I feel like there's not even days anymore. There's just time.
Every day feels like Wednesday. Every day feels like Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like Wednesdays. But Saturday nights are fun because you get to drink. But then Sunday, I don't know. This is all terrible. I don't like this. And I know I'm not supposed to complain because I have a really nice house. But I live with my husband who is awful.
How is he awful?
I mean, aside from his love and support, which is I don't care anymore. He bought a VR headset and it is now causing trouble in paradise.
Explain. Okay. I need to hear this because I saw this on your Instagram story the other day, right. And it was the funniest thing I had seen in a long time.
He was playing. You can do this virtual job game because now that there's no such thing as jobs for a lot of us, you can virtually reality play working in an office. And so he was playing. He was photocopying a burrito on virtual reality because welcome to 2020 because that's what we need to be doing. And he was like, I don't have enough money to pay for this burrito. Do you mean I'm poor in virtual reality? He's lived such a privileged life that being poor in VR is the hardest hit he's ever had. And he just ignores me all day and he plays it all day. And I walk into the library room that we have and he's just miming weird shit and has a headset on. It just is so unattractive. I can't deal with it.
It was the screen on your TV behind him had what looked to be what he was doing on it.
Yes.
And watching him walk around in front of it, basically looking aimless.
Yeah, that's
was
it.
Pure comedy.
That's what he did. He was playing in his underwear, which just adds another layer of desperation and sadness to it. And it's just I mean, to say that people buy VR headsets not for porn is the biggest lie I've ever heard. I 100% know it was literally invented so people could have orgies in VR. And I bet he's masturbating in the library room somewhere, sometime.
So does he only play this in the library room or?
Yeah. Yes, he does. I mean, he played it in the living room he tried to get me, he put on Vegas, the strip, and he was like, look, we're in Vegas. I'm like, we lived there for 3 years. I don't need this. I mean, I really miss it, but I don't want to sit in a car and drive in traffic.
Yes. So does the strip, okay, so if you're on the strip in the VR, are you first off sitting in traffic on the strip?
Yes.
Do you look to your right and see a couple showgirls?
Yes. That truck that was
Elmo.
Hey. It was oh my God, this piss-stained Spider-Man. And an Olaf that was had cigarette burns on it. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. Then if you keep walking down the virtual reality world, you see a couple bums who are selling water.
Oh, the bums. They were very creative in Vegas. Actually more creative than any city I've ever been in. Because one time I was walking down the street and a bum was like, hey, I'm a foot guy. You got some nice feet. And I've honestly never felt as complimented. I just thankful for his, thank you for noticing my feet.
I'm a foot guy.
Yeah, I like that
nice
put that
feet.
in. I like that he put that in there at first. He's like, hey, now I'm going to start off and let you know I'm a foot guy. Even though the following
This is not going to be weird, but I like feet. So let me tell you about it.
Feet guy are always really fucking weird.
Aren't they? I mean, I'm not a foot guy myself.
I don't even know why anyone is a foot person.
I don't get it. It's
very
a
gross.
weird look.
I like
feet.
Okay, I don't like feet, but I can appreciate a well-groomed foot. Because an ungroomed foot is so gross.
Yeah.
Ugh. I've seen some.
That's not good. Oh, before we really get too deep, Shauna, what are you drinking today?
Andy Gator from Abita Brewing. It's 8% alcohol. Is shit. There you go.
So it's just a beer. I'm drinking St. Archer Gold.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's like a brewery's beer, so the ultimate
Aren't
light
they
beer.
all?
But like, I guess technically, but it's like a Michelob Ultra, but like better tasting.
Is it carb free?
It's low carb. Yeah, it's a low carb beer.
Carbs
2.6
fictitious
grams of carbs. Explain.
I decided not to buy into no carbs, and I've only eaten carbs. And
Carb
you know
only
what?
diet.
The only thing that's affected it is my sleep, how I run poorly, my attitude, my depression. Other than that, there's no impact.
Fine.
So carbs are
no
dope.
impact to the carbs. That's what.
Keep eating them.
Keep eating the carbs.
I mean, I wake up and I eat biscuits with jelly because that's Southern life,
Why not?
bro.
Yeah,
And then
why
I eat pizza probably every day, and it's like to the point where I don't even want it, but it's a bit at this point, so I got to keep it going. And yeah, I don't know. Life's fucking meaningless, so why not?
Well, with every day being Wednesday, what else are you supposed to do?
I don't know, man. I really can't do this anymore. I saw something on Facebook, and granted, this was by someone who like literally has no background in health science or anything.
Us, one of those Facebook doctors.
Yeah, that girl from like high school who didn't believe in chicken pox or some shit, and she was saying that we're gonna be in here until like July, and I was like intellectually like that can't be true, but emotionally I was like I'm gonna be stuck in here until July. It was a nightmare. I don't want to be stuck in here until July.
What are you doing during the quarantine?
Okay. Here's a steady agenda of what I do. I wake up. I read a book. I like reading. Despite what I sound like, I'm actually really well read. Okay. I go for runs. See, I'm like healthy for like half of the day. And then it all
So carbs, then runs, then carbs.
Yeah, first of all, running on carbs is so bad. It hurts. My stomach hurts. I don't know why I don't just stop. It's like I know not to do it, and I do it anyway because I'm so bad at self-control. But then, anyway,
the carbs are the running. Wait, the carbs are the running.
The carbs are so bad
stop?
for running. So the other day, I ate 2 eggs, and I went on a run. I ran for 5 miles easily. I'm like, wow, what you eat really actually impacts how you exercise. And I didn't learn a goddamn thing because I will still eat carbs before I run. I'll still do it. It's never gonna change.
No.
But it doesn't matter.
So you go on a run.
I have like a 4-hour window of being healthy, and then it all goes downhill. Then a siren goes off, and it's like time to be a trash bitch. And I eat like crap. I cry sometimes because why not? I don't know. I go outside and I roll around my dog. I don't know what to do. I'm so bored. I make mannequins. I make mannequins. We can talk about that.
Wait, what?
You know that. I make QuaranTim.
Oh, I wouldn't call QuaranTim a mannequin. Okay, what is QuaranTim?
Okay, so backstory.
Exactly what is it? Yeah.
2 years ago? Whenever Tim Walsh, shout out to Tim Walsh, 40, he was 42 years ago, which makes him fucking really old now, still. And he had a birthday party. He had a cutout head that I stole from his birthday party.
Yeah.
And so every holiday, well, not every holiday, I try not to be too much because at one point it was not funny anymore, and I knew that. But it actually becomes more funny the more you do it. So after like 2 years of incorporating his head into decorations, I made QuaranTim, which is Tim's head, giant Tim head, and stuffed body, kind of like a scarecrow. And I put him in my living room, took pictures, blah, blah, blah. And my mom thought he was a real person, which is the best part of this. I put him on Facebook and was like, so glad QuaranTim came to visit. And my mom texted me.
So let me get this straight.
Oh.
You have a cardboard Tim head, stuffed body, like it's like wearing clothes.
Yeah, it's
and
Jameson's shirt stuffed with pillows, and then my sweatpants also stuffed with pillows. Also, I stuffed the legs with pillows, and then that night forgot the night that I first did it, and I got so pissed that my pillows were missing. Like, I didn't know what could have happened. I was like, what the fuck? I always keep my pillows on my bed. Why are they missing? And then, like, halfway through me, like, having a temper tantrum, I was like, oh yeah, I stuffed Tim's body with them.
So you have this very obvious pillow person, QuaranTim.
Oh, it's so obvious. Yeah.
And your mom
My mom
thought it was a person.
She texted me after the Facebook post and said, "Who's this Tim guy? I'm so glad you have a friend who came to visit you. That's so great." And I was like, "Oh my fucking God. I have to be emancipated from my mother now."
Even though you're 28?
Yeah. Yes, that's true. But I still know I no longer can be her daughter because of that. And she called me the other day, so I was like, "Hey, can you just please tell me that you didn't think that that person on my Facebook was a real person?" She's like, "No, I just don't wear my glasses on Facebook." Like, so you blindly go through Facebook not knowing what you're pressing like to? What is that
there? Is that a face? That looks like a Tim. Oh, it looks like a Tim.
Oh, but the best part of this whole QuaranTim thing is that Tim's mom also loves the decor and wants me to send her my Halloween skeleton and just my QuaranTim doll. But I won't because that's a lot of work.
So wait, so you have both a QuaranTim and a Halloween skeleton.
Well, I take the head and I make my own decor appropriately. So I have a Valentim, because it has to play on Tim's name or else it's worth nothing.
Has to be a pun.
I'm going to do a 4th of July red Walsh in blue, which is going to be him in a bikini. But I have not debuted that yet. Hopefully we're not quarantined or else it's going to be so elaborate. I might just use real women's body parts for
it. Or at least mannequin body parts.
Nope, real women. I'm going to find real women body parts.
Are you going to like break into homes to kidnap these women?
No, I'm not. That's not my style. I'd search ditches for murdered women.
Ah, makes sense.
And then I'd wash them up and give them a real purpose. Because don't be murdered for no reason. Be murdered for the cause. Be
part of this QuaranTim doll. Or this new red Walsh and blue.
Oh, it's doll. So good. Oh, so good. I have a real future in Tim decor.
You have a real neck. What I would like to know some other Tim decor holidays.
That's how I put him as the star on top of my Christmas tree one year, and that's pretty much it. But there's no like Tim theme that I know of. Like tinsel is kind of like Tim, but we didn't have. Anyways, he just was on top of my tree one year, and then Jameson's family came to visit, and they're like, "Who's that guy?" I was like, "Don't ask questions that you don't need the answers to." And then it was real weird.
The best part about this is that you have this other man's head all over your home, and your husband just accepts it.
Oh, at first he didn't want me to have it. He kind of just like sighs a lot with me. So for the first few months that I had the Tim head, I would put it in Jameson's like underwear drawer, and he'd open it, and he'd be very afraid because there'd be Tim's head. When I propped QuaranTim up in our library room, so when he looked like he was like surfing the web. So when Jameson came home and opened the door, he saw the mannequin, thought it was a real person for a second, and kind of gasped. I just like scaring him. I'm trying to ruin this very slowly. I want to crumble this marriage from the inside. Yeah.
I can see it now, like on one of those stories, one of those TV shows.
Women who
the guy in the overcoat like snapped similar. Like what happened? And then they say like the dude puts out a cigarette. He said it was an inside job.
Yeah, that's
and then
me.
it like cuts to you at home with your golden doodle.
Oh, she's so cute, but she's also kind of an asshole.
You and June, the dog, and the cats.
I got yelled at because of her the other day, actually.
What happened?
So I go to this dog park, and before anyone like gets really mad at me for going outside, no one's ever there. And if there are more than two, well, okay, sometimes there's 2 people there, but I try to keep it under 6 because I'm not a monster, okay? So if there's more than 6 people there, I don't go. But usually there's no one there. And so I brought her there the other day, and someone pulled up to the dog park and was like, "What kind of dog is that?" And I said, "Golden Doodle." And they were like, "I don't like those kind of dogs." And I was like, "Okay."
Whoa.
They're like, "I don't believe in dog breeding." And I was like, "Well, I don't believe in people fucking sticking their nose in my business, so we're even."
So, my favorite thing is that where you live, people like to just interject their opinions.
Yeah. At dog parks specifically. Always at the dog. I'm just like, hey, I just want to like. It's like having a dog has made me unnecessarily social. Because the other day, also, I was walking my dog around the neighborhood, and some lady was like, "Really nice day to walk your dog," like all passive aggressively, and I was like, "Yes? Question mark? Are you mad at me?" Like. I don't know. Like, we haven't been told we can't exit our homes just for a walk yet. And also, if we had been told that bitch was also outside. It's like, fuck you.
Right.
So, like, we're both pointing guns at each other? Eat my asshole? Like, fuck off. It makes me so mad. Ugh. Anyway. We don't talk about you. We don't talk enough about your life. What are you doing?
I don't have much going on. I just work. I still working.
I'm so jealous that you get to leave. I was thinking about how when you drive the streets of Las Vegas and there's no one around, you must feel like Will Smith in I Am Legend. You know,
it's not as bad yet. I think eventually it'll get that. I thought for sure
it's gonna be that bad.
Well, I thought for sure they were gonna like lock it down, but then when they started rolling through and closing barbershops and stuff that were still trying to be open, that's when people realized that this was serious.
That's why people are doing home chop jobs, which I am one of those people.
Yeah, I saw that picture on your Instagram.
Honestly, came out pretty good. Usually I cut my own hair and I'm like, I hate you. And I'm talking to myself. And I'm like, I fucking hate you and I wish you didn't do these things. But this time I'm like, you know, it doesn't even matter. Nothing matters. So, it's okay. I might step out and when World comes back online, I might step out and be like, oops. But right now, like, you know, I have quarantine goggles on. I'm like, these look great.
And then the moment you see yourself in a mirror, once the quarantine's over, you're like,
mirrors.
Ooh, I need to get to a stylist.
I mean, I'm not leaving it in a dumpster. I have several mirrors. Also, if I was really like hard up on mirrors, I could use a spoon to look. But I'm not in like.
But it would give you like that funhouse look, and you would be like, "I think this is fine."
I'm pretty sure that's what's happening anyway. I guarantee the second that I go to a whatever hairdresser, they're gonna be like rude about it because they always are. Hairdressers are mean. I don't like them. Every time I go to them, they're like, "Oh, do you like that your hair's uneven?" I'm like, "No, that's why I'm here." What do you want? Do you want my money? They're like, oh, your hair's like green from pools. I'm like, okay, cool observation.
Why do you still go to that hairstylist?
It's all the time. It's different ones. They're all mean. I feel like I just like draw on that energy where I'm like, hi, I'm uncomfortable. And they're like, let me make it worse. So yeah. I can't wait to go. And they're like, why'd you cut your bangs, you dumbass bitch? And I'm like, I don't know, but now I feel pretty ashamed. Anyways, here's my $50. Take my money.
And then here you are now having to fix the thing that I did to myself.
I mean, I like them. I'm happy with them. And guess what? I don't care. I haven't showered. Well, I showered yesterday, so I'm not like on a streak of not showering. But, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't even matter. I don't think anyone cares in the real world anyway. Like, I always try to, like, remember. I'm like, oh, I wonder if people are judging my outfit. Then I'm like, hey, self, what did that other person wear when you saw them? I'm like, I don't remember. I'm very self-absorbed. So, obviously, no one gives a shit about what you're wearing or what you look like as long as it's not super drastic.
It's true. No one really cares.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I remember like a lot. I don't remember everything you wear, but I remember being drunk, laying down in your closet for I don't know why. And there were so many t-shirts in that closet.
I do own a lot of t-shirts.
So many. And I was like, he's living 7 different lives. There's no way you can wear all those t-shirts.
So there's like, I have like,
it's like 7,000.
Probably like over 200 t-shirts.
Dude, it's so many. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I realized the sheer amount I had when I moved, and it was boxes and boxes
problem.
of shirts.
You're just like 14 people carrying boxes of t-shirts, and you're like, I have a problem.
Like an army, like a mini army of people carrying my shirts, and then I had to hang them all on hangers.
Yeah, I hate hanging things on hangers, but it was fun to see. I have a friend who also has the same amount of t-shirts, and I'm just like, dude, there's not enough days in the year for these.
Well, it's crazy is I only wear like the same like 12.
Yes.
Like I rotate between 12.
I've gone through that same problem where I took a hard look at my closet this year and I was like, listen, stop pretending you're not the same old bitch you've been for the past 10 years and get rid of clothes that don't make sense. I had all these like club dresses. I was like, when's the last time you went to a club? And the answer was Walkapalooza 2017 when no one the fuck went to the club but me and my boyfriend and Brandy and Adam. So it was just the 4 of us. Everyone ditched. We didn't get the memo.
So that you're like, that's the last time I went to a club.
Yeah.
Was in Vegas in 2017.
Walkapalooza when I got the flu, which is, I mean, I'm not trying to ruffle feathers, but was worse than the coronavirus. No, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm joking. Please don't kill me. But it was so bad. That flu was so bad. And I was like, where did I get this flu? And then, like, cut to me drinking with my face in a bucket of liquor.
Mind you, the drink that I made was delicious, but I would not recommend putting your face in it. And that's exactly what you did. Yeah, made the drink.
I mean, I
did not
put my whole head in it. And it was next to an outhouse. Yeah. And I was like, there's no germs here. Lol, 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 lol. Blackout.
Fast forward 2 days.
Oh my God, I was so sick. And Jameson was getting deployed like 2 days later. So his last day, I was like, hey, it's nice to see you. Gotta go puke and shit myself for about 7 hours. Then we'll chill. And then I'll get the sweats. And then I'm going to go to bed. And he was like, cool, I'm going to Cuba. See you in 6 months. So, cool romantic time.
Oh, Shauna, I want to switch gears real fast.
Okay, I want to switch gears real
fast. So I just went to shaunacook.com.
Oh,
and I see this week you wrote an article.
No, I
or a blog post.
Yes.
Called 10 reviews that prove I am a dope influencer.
# dope influencer. Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Oh, I don't know. I just sometimes it's obvious that sometimes I think I'm funny in my I don't know, whatever. I write things that I like laugh at. And I've been doing it for a long time where I go on and I review things kind of as a joke, but kind of not. And so I was really, I have insomnia, fun fact. And the other night I couldn't sleep and it was like 4 a.m. and I was looking at my old Amazon reviews and Google reviews and they were making me laugh. And I was like, I'm going to make this into just to compile my favorite ones. And they're pretty great. I'm a fan of them.
I'm gonna hit 3 of them. I want you to tell me about these reviews because they are the greatest.
Thank you.
First and foremost, last week we talked about the Motel 6 you stayed in.
Yes. Oh my God.
In New Orleans.
Well, we don't need
tell me about this review you had.
I don't know because we've already talked about that one, but I just talked about how it's basically like a full year haunted house with a touch of a heroin.
I'm gonna read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me read it. Okay, so Shauna Cook wrote, for the Motel 6 in New Orleans, Motel 6 is changing the haunted house game. Not only is it open all year round, but it provides live cockroaches for your entertainment. I also felt like at any moment I could be stabbed. Spooky. Yeah, spooky. If you like seeing how the other half lives, and by the other half, I mean people who frequent heroin dens, then this is the place for you.
Yeah, Motel 6. I also woke up at 5 a.m. because as I said, for all you loyal patrons, aka Paul Krieger. Hello. I said that I stayed there because my dog. Well, that was the only reason I stayed there, and because it was like 40 cents to stay there. But I took my dog for a walk at like 5 a.m. and I couldn't see because I didn't have my contacts in. I couldn't find my glasses, and I was still kind of drunk. And I was like, I'm getting murdered right the fuck now. Like, there's no way I'm not. And there were people out, and they were smoking cigarettes and giving me the side eye, and I was like, sup, hello. Don't murder me. People with burned faces, like, I'm sorry, your face is burned. Don't murder me.
Okay, I have another great one here from you. All right, this is from one of my former favorite places. It was a bar that we used to frequent called Bubby's University.
R.I.P.
This is it's closed. It's been closed. It's now,
man,
one of those big chains bought it, and they're gonna turn into one of those like PTs or Putters or one of those big chains we have in town.
I didn't love Bubby's in the moment, but I love Bubby's as an afterthought. It's like an accident child that you're like, I should have aborted it, but you love it later.
And you're like, I'm glad I didn't get rid of you, but I probably should have at the time.
Yeah, I couldn't financially afford you, but like, I love you. Kind of thing.
Let me read this for Bubby's University, which was a bar in Las Vegas.
I'm gonna pee, so you might hear me.
3 stars. Okay.
That's just gonna always happen.
3 stars. You may think 3 stars is bad. Wrong. You want a 3-star bar? At a 3-star bar, you get drinks a minute after you order. At a 3-star bar, you can set up a beer pong table inside and no one cares. I think you meant beer pong.
What did I say?
You can bring in food, beer pong.
Oh, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care.
It's fine. You wrote, you want a 3-star bar. You can bring in food items from other places.
True.
You can sneak in beer and pour it into a glass they gave you. You can do anything at a 3-star bar. And it's above a 1-star bar because you don't even have to worry that much about getting stabbed outside of it. I mean, you might get stabbed, but relax. You can get stabbed anywhere. So it's like, get out of here with that negativity. I've had my birthday party here, reluctantly, and spent New Year's here, also reluctantly.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, and I spent tons of Wednesday nights here, willingly.
To everybody on Waka Team.
And you know what? I like the cheap beer and seeing people with face tats. If you're not into that, then go to Omnia, you pretentious jerk. Have fun paying a cover. Have fun wearing fancy clothes. Have fun not having to dip your hands in the top of the soap dispenser because your soap dispenser works. Always, in summation, 3 stars.
Yeah, I loved that. I loved washing my hands at Bubby's because I had to literally dip my hands in the soap dispenser. It never worked. And they were just like, fuck it. This probably takes 14 seconds to fix, but instead we'll just rip the top off and you can go hog wild. AKA where coronavirus started.
That is probably, that's why it's close. That's
why it's close. So fun. I genuinely missed it because I was like, hey, can I like do shots that from my car that I brought from my car into this bar? And they're like, I don't care. I was like, okay, thanks. At one point at the New Year's Eve party, they had these like paper pillars. Remember, it was like some theme, wasn't it? Like Greek theme or some bullshit for.
Yeah.
There were fake pillars, and I thought they were real pillars. So I went to like casually, like coolly, like lean back onto it, and it fell, and I just almost fell with it, and then I just ran away. I didn't know what to do. And also, meanwhile, Kevin's getting free drinks to bring everyone there, like a fucking asshole. That's why we always went there.
Me and Bubby were friends. We were cool.
Wait, is it a real person?
They hooked it up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Bubby was a real person. He worked the bottom bar.
All I remember is the girl who was very nice, but everyone was like, she has big titties. And I was like, what about her personality? Or like, shut up.
Shut up.
Like, we don't
Look
care.
at her titties.
Yeah, from those big ass titties. I was like, all right, cool. You're right. They're wonderful breasts, but she's also really nice.
That was just a added bonus.
Yeah. I guess.
The niceness after the titties.
Yeah, because clearly anyway.
These
go ahead.
These are great. These things you have here are great. And I'm gonna read one more.
All right.
Because this one made me laugh too. All right. This one is number 6 on your list of 10. Once again, ShaunaCook.com. You have 10 reviews that prove I am a hashtag dope influencer. Number 6, you have Letitia's Mexican Cochina.
Yeah, I feel like I gave it a fair review. I gave it 4 stars despite this review, right?
You said 4 stars.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fair.
So okay. So I did get food poisoning from the chorizo, but I also got a full plate of hot cheese and chips with my meal. Am I really going to be mad about a little food poisoning? Nope. I ate a McFlurry after I got sick, so it turned out to not be that bad of a food poisoning. I guess I also just realized I need to eat healthier.
That's true.
Perhaps this isn't the restaurant's fault.
Wait.
Maybe I just am unhealthy. We'll never know.
Guess what happened after that? So there's another review on that list about a dentist, about me a filling falling out of my face. I also puked so bad that night that I brushed a filling out of my face. And so, yeah, I'm a disgusting fucking person.
So you did Letitia's review followed up by the Absolute Dental review.
Oh my God, that was like...
They happen to be related.
Yeah, they do happen to be related. I don't blame Letitia's for my dental work, but I do... Absolute Dental is a fucking nightmare. Sue me about it. This is not libel. It's true. They're bullshit. I hate them so much.
You wrote a whole review.
You
got to go to the website to read that one. It was long.
It's very long. But basically, just don't go there. I read on the internet that if a dentist is like a brand name, like if you see it on a billboard, don't fucking go there. Because I didn't realize that it was the goddamn like a flea market of dentists where you can like haggle prices. You're like, oh, here's my gold watch if you just like deduct $70,000. Like, fuck you. Here's my firstborn daughter's virginity in return for dental work.
I will collect at 18. Thank you, ma'am.
It's bullshit. Anyway, don't go there, and I hate them. And my teeth are wonderful, and I have a new dentist, and I love her. Her name's Melanie. She's very nice. I'm actually due for a cleaning, but
Melanie.
Oh, she's so nice. She's like, hey, here's every detail you talked about last time. I'm like, oh, I can't answer it because your fingers are in my mouth, but nice to know you remember.
And Melanie's not at one of those big dental chains?
No.
She's not a big dentistry?
She owns her own dental whatever.
Ooh, like one of those small business dental spots.
I don't want to brag, but I'm a small town business hero and I contribute to small capitalism. You're welcome. Wait, which one do you work for? Do you work for Sprint or T-Mobile or AT&T or...
It's the same now. Welcome to the new world we live in.
You don't have a cool new name?
Purchase Sprint.
Yeah, I knew that.
And we became the new
But
T-Mobile.
I didn't know if maybe you work for Verizon, like a fucking traitor.
Nah, I work for T-Mobile. It used to be Sprint, now T-Mobile. It's gonna be great.
Actually, I knew that because I follow some Sprint people on LinkedIn where I pretend that I'm professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your job on LinkedIn?
I'm a communications assistant, but I will not tell you where because I feel like it does not fit. And I also want to keep that job.
Okay.
So, next.
Fair.
Next.
Fair.
Yep. I'm a public relations graduate student, which is confusing to a lot of people who don't think I'm smart. So,
I'm just surprised you're going to be doing PR.
Okay, all PR is it's like, hey, let's take being a human into a science. And I understand being human to a fault. I mean, it's all, It's like, okay, like, people are like, okay, think about, like, Dominoes. In 2007, Domino's employees were caught on camera, like, banging a sandwich. And Domino's was like, oops, we didn't know that our employees were, like, sandwich sexuals. My bad. But, like, what they should have done, they were like, that's fucking gross. Because that's a human reaction to be like, ew, you fucked a sandwich. Sorry about our sandwich fucking employees. Free sandwiches for everybody that are virgins. That would have been a dope PR campaign.
I thought they would have went the other way.
What?
And said that
sandwiches are
we
hot.
Don't judge. Oh no, we don't judge who our people find attractive.
No.
If they find,
okay, like if they fuck sandwiches on
pansexual.
Fuck sandwiches at home. I ordered a sandwich sans the semen. I don't want it. I eat enough semen. I'm done.
Were they selling these sandwiches afterwards?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole chapter. I'm a student. I obviously
I thought maybe that they were
the chapter. I'm not reading it all. I'm hitting the.
I thought maybe they were getting that pleasure from that sweet, sweet Sammy.
I mean, they might not have been
just like
they might not have been fucking it. To be honest, they might have just peed in it. I don't really know. I'd have to read the chapter.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's too
gross.
far. That's too far. Oh no, semen is fine, but if you pee in it, which by the way, semen has some pee in it. Google it.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna Google it. I know from experience that semen has pee in it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh shit, that's why
Explain.
I'm like a big advocate for getting rid of dick sucking.
Okay.
It's a lot of work. I have to sit up for it. No, thank you. Pee in your mouth. Is that not enough? That's gross.
So you're just out of oral sex altogether.
I mean, I do it, but only for power.
You do it for power.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, the dishes need to be like put away. Here's a BJ. In the future, if you do the dishes.
Oh, so it's like currency.
And then
you use it like currency.
I'm tired. I'm like, I'm tired. I'd rather just have sex. Hint, hint, wiggle, wiggle, no blowjob. Bye. I'm sure Jameson, if he ever listens to this, would be like, this is fun. I'm happy that she's saying this.
But then you would no longer have the leverage with the offer of the blowjob to put away the dishes.
The best part about the offer of the blowjob is that literally no matter how many times I never follow through, the glimmer of hope that I might give a blowjob is always so powerful. It's like, oh my god, like you might blow me. Fuck, here's my social security number. Take out a credit card in my name here. But I'll never do it. I mean, I do it sometimes.
Occasionally.
But I offer up other holes because I'm lazy.
Because you're lazy.
Yeah, I'm lazy. Vaginal sex is just easier, and that's just a fact.
Less work.
Yeah, I'm like,
less cleanup.
Okay, first of all, as a lady, I don't like oral sex on my own body because it tickles, and that's weird. And also, it's so close to your asshole. I don't want any chance of cross-contamination.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, it is very fucking fair. And so, and also it takes me like 40 seconds to come if we use... Why am I saying all this? Why do I do this?
Keep going.
No.
Just keep talking.
Oh my god. I do this every time, dude. All right, anyway. Fuck it. I'm already this far. Okay, so... Anyways, it takes me about 2 to 4 minutes. I know I said 30 seconds earlier, but I meant 2 to 4 minutes to convert with a vibrator, which is like mechanic. Like he just presses a button and magic comes to me. It's so much.
Okay.
So there's no like vibrator blowjob machine. So it's not
fair.
it's not fair for me.
Wait. What about like well, I guess not. What about for like a dude, like a vacuum cleaner?
Are you really suggesting I put a vacuum hose on Jameson's dick? We'll try it. We'll have the results next week.
Get back to me next week with the results.
Can't wait to put investigative journalism on my resume. And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, well, someone's like using vacuum on your husband's dick, and I did it. And we got divorced.
Same results.
And now I'm alone. Cool.
I can't wait till next week when you're like, the results were inconclusive.
The results are my husband's
again.
dick is currently caught in the vacuum machine, and we don't know how to get it out.
I'm real sad about no longer having a vacuum cleaner.
Well, no, we have a Roomba, so it's not like we're fine. Yeah, room.
So it would be totally different if he put his dick in a Roomba.
That's not the same thing because there's no suction on a Roomba. It's like very different. Oh,
true.
We're talking about blowjobs and vacuums. Jameson's looking at me. I'm actually getting a beer out of the mini fridge, and he looked at me, and we're talking about your dick. All right, love you. Bye. Okay. He hates me.
So yes, if you were to use, yeah, well, I mean,
Who
just
doesn't?
offer him a
I
blowjob
know.
tonight.
Just like I said, it's
Just tell him.
so powerful. Fuck! I forgot the beer opener. Dick.
What are you about to? What, are you still drinking one of those 8% beers?
What did I get this time? Nope, this one's 6.9. It's a wrought iron IPA. Got it. We're good.
All right.
Okay. Anyways,
Switching gears from talking about
blowjobs, which
Jameson getting a blowjob from a vacuum cleaner.
could, yeah, which is like natural conversation to get into. But I just want to leave that with, if women can like band together to get the right to vote, we can band together to stop blowjobs forever.
Okay.
Cool.
This is like a call to action.
Yeah, I'm looking for women's like rights group for no blowjobs 2021. Meet me on Facebook. My Facebook
For 2021?
My Facebook group. Anyway, next subject.
Why don't you write a post about that in your blog?
Because my aunt Kathy would be like, "What the fuck are you?" And my mom would be like, "You never give blowjob because you're my daughter, and you're in my head still 11 years old, and it'd be weird."
Fair. I thought about that after I said it. I was like,
I did write a.
It's a little too connected to your name and everything.
I wrote a post about the first time I got my period, and I think it's the funniest thing I've ever written, but I can't put it up because it's about periods, and periods are gross. But I got my period, and then I immediately vomited because I was so nervous because I didn't know what to do.
Wait. So,
It's super fun.
so you got it and then just threw
Well,
up.
I got it in this. Okay, it's like a whole clusterfuck of stuff happened. So the first day I got it, actually, that's okay. Let me just abridge the story. The first day I knew periods were real was 5th grade health class, and they're like, "Hey, guess what? For fucking 50 years, you bleed out of your pussy." And I was like, "What? That's a lie. That's not real. They wouldn't just spring that on us." And so I went home and I was like, "That's."
He would just tell us this out of nowhere.
I was like,
What?
No, that's obviously like some
Fake.
like. I
That's
thought it was
fake news.
conspiracy
Fake
for us
news.
to like listen to them and like do our homework and shit. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do whatever you want as long as I don't bleed out of my pussy. And then I went home and I was like, Mom, this like fucking these communists at school told me about periods today. What a crackpot. And she was like, that's real. And I was like, no, it isn't. She was like,
Wait,
it's
what?
real. And so the next day, it was my birthday, my 10th birthday. And I went to gym class, and I was like, I think I peed my pants. And then I went into the locker room, and I was like, no, you perioded your pants. And that's real. And then I puked. Oh, wait, no, I puked when they showed it. Whatever, I don't know. I puked in between when I found out. I puked because I didn't know what to do. Basically, nerves.
So your reaction was a vomit.
Yeah, I have a very sensitive tummy. And so sometimes when I'm so upset, I puke instead of cry. It's just my thing.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I found out and I puked because periods are fucking awful. Can't wait for menopause.
Bring it on.
Yeah, give me mustache, some hot flash, and some menopause.
I feel like we've talked about this before. Oh, didn't they like call you a nickname or something?
Boston Massacre. I did tell you that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not true, though. That was bullshit. That was like 2 years into my period. I ate a red popsicle at my friend's house, and it fell. It like melted onto my shorts, and they were like, "Haha, she got her period. She's Boston Massacre." And I was like, "No, it's not my period. It's just liquid water."
So they called you the Boston Massacre.
Yeah, for like 3 months
because you dropped a popsicle on your.
It melted.
Your
I got
pants.
like little bits of red popsicle dribble on my vagina. And they're like, haha, period.
Okay,
And I was like, haha, it's actually hurtful.
Scarred for life.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Oh my God. And
Johnny.
then I moved, and I never talked to any of them ever the fuck again until 20, I don't know, I'm not that old. I guess it was like 15 years later. I was working at a bank in Massachusetts for one summer, And this girl drove up and she was like, hi, I don't like take money out of my account. I was like, that's that bitch who called me the Boston Massacre. And I checked her bank account. I was like, she had like $5. I was like, serves you the fuck right. And then I had to tell her that her bank account was like negative. And I was like, see ya, you negative fucking idea. And it was really vindicating for me.
Boston Massacre out.
I was like, yeah, I might have had my period early, but at least I'm not broke. And so that's the story of my period in detail. Let's switch gears, as they say, as you say often.
Let's switch gears. Let's talk about the Survivor for like 5 minutes, and then let's talk about the challenge.
God forbid, I get a hard
Survivor's
on
one of our
about
favorite
Survivor
shows.
again.
It's one of our favorite shows. This week was this week was the it was a family visit,
which is really early in the season.
Yeah, so there's about 10 people left, and they flew all the Fiji Airways, flew all the families.
They had to get
not just like the one loved one, which they had to product placement.
They're like, thank you for
normally they fly in just
Airways for this trip.
Normally they fly in just one person now, like a husband, wife, mother, father, friend, brother. But this time they flew in whole families.
Yep. And I cried.
I didn't really care too much about it because I'm emotionless, but you cried.
Hiding it.
I hear.
You're not emotionless. I mean, you've never proven to have them, but I bet there are some somewhere in there.
Like a robot. But you were saying you cried a bunch?
Okay, I cry when people cry. It's like a reflex. I can't help it.
Okay.
And I was like sitting there eating a hard-boiled egg, just sobbing.
Well, this season of Survivor is a all-winter season, so a lot of these people have played before and they're playing again. So a lot of them now have like families with multiple children. How did your girl Michelle, who is still young, how did she fare with her husband and whatnot?
She doesn't have a husband. She has a sister, and I can say confidently I didn't give a shit about the kids. I really didn't care about that.
Not even Jeremy's kids? Not even Jeremy's kids?
I was like, cool. You got kids. Congrats. But, like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I cry when they cry because I am a human, despite whatever. I'm not like not like you. I cry. I cry all the time. Fun fact about me. But I still didn't care about the kids. And then when they were like fake, like, we're going to do a challenge with the kids, I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I don't want to watch this. And then they were like, psych, we're just going to eat cheeseburgers and be friends. And I was like, okay, that's way better. But the episode was not that great, except for when Jeremy left Tribal, and I was like, you're fucking us all over, Jeremy.
But before we get into that, you were telling me about your love Michelle and how her sister bond was stronger than all other bonds.
I was talking about how I wish I had a sister because I only have brothers, and my brothers are like, they're fun, but they're also like, eat a dick. I don't care about you. I'm like, okay, fair. So to describe my older brother and I's relationship, it was very like traditional. Like my older brother didn't want to hang out with me when we were younger because I was like that annoying sister who is probably still annoying to a lot of people now. And as we've grown older, he's my friend, and yet he still doesn't give a shit about being like protective of me at all. Mm-hmm. This one time, 2012, 8 years ago. Shit, I'm so old. 8 years ago, my friend, who was like my friend, like with benefits, kind of person, came to visit me, and I was like mad at him because he was being a dick. And I told my brother, who was also visiting, like, hey, this kid's being a dick to me. Like, you should be mean to him. He's like, I'll definitely will. And then the second he saw this kid, he's like, hey, you want to do tequila shots with me? And I was like, that's not what I wanted.
That's the opposite of being mean, brother.
I was like, no.
That's the opposite of being mean.
He's like, let's do Cabo Wabo shots. I'm like, what even are those? Stop.
He's like, don't worry, Shauna, I'm going to get him drunk, and then I'm going to beat him up.
He was just like, I haven't seen you since high school. Let's get crazy. I was like, no, please be my older brother. So if I had a sister, she probably would have thrown a drink in his face, called his dick small, something cool.
You'd be like, yeah, your dick's small.
That would have been very biting and very hard and not accurate, though, because his dick wasn't small. He did have a hitchhiker dick, though. Very, you know what a hitchhiker dick is? Obviously, it's very explained.
It like curves?
Yeah, and like, it's a...
Curves to the left.
I'm not mad at it. Cut this! I'm not kidding. Okay, last week I got so drunk it was like a huge issue because I ate a cheeseburger at night and I was saving it for Saturday. And I woke up and I was like, where the fuck's my cheeseburger? And Jameson was like, you ate it over FaceTime while yelling at people. And I was so hungover for like 1.5 days. It wasn't great. And I'm not doing that again. I'm going to drink some water just to spite you right now.
Okay, drink some water along with that beer that you're drinking.
You're like a stage parrot.
Perform!
Yeah, for real, though. Let me just be I'm an adult, and I'm sorry I talked about another man's dick. Let's talk about the challenge now, because that...
Okay, we can talk about the challenge. Well, no more Survivor talk.
Just kidding.
Let's talk about the challenge. This week we had Jay on from Survivor.
Season Gen X versus Millennials. That was a dope season.
Yep, Millennials vs. Gen X was great. Yep. And Jay was on that season, and now he's on the challenge.
And he's really a genuine delight on the challenge. I fucking hate the challenge now. As someone who grew up watching the challenge from the age of 10, which is so inappropriately young, to now, I hate the challenge now, and I can say that confidently.
Why do you hate the challenge now?
Because they cast fucking idiots. They're like, oh, you have fake boobs and a Instagram account, and also you're a dude who has a, what is that account? For fans only account. Be on the challenge.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, whatever. It's
OnlyFans?
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't want these people. I want real life people.
So who do you not like this season?
No, ask me who I like. It's a lot shorter.
I guess, who do you like this season?
Okay. I have always really liked Wes because he's so funny. When he was his first line on this season was, I'm with people I disrespect. It's just that's great. That's great. I think that a lot of people I like just out of that they've been around long enough. I like Ashley, even though I don't like Ashley. You know what I mean? She's funny, but I also know I shouldn't. I don't know if I like her. I'm confused. She has good confessionals. I like Anissa for just confessionals again, but for competition, it's no, you're not real. I like Jenna, boring as fuck though. I like Nani, but I don't know. Her veneers are a lot for me. I like Kayla because I don't know why. I like Tori and I like Jordan, even though you don't like Tori.
Tori and Jordan are great.
I thought you were gonna say
they're great. They're my favorite.
I love Tori so much because she's funny, and Jordan's so good, even though he's kind of an asshole sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like he felt like he had to be.
His record is
out here.
His record's way better than Johnny Bananas, who's fucking 7-20. Jordan's 4 out of 6, even though I think I spoiled it a little bit. My bad. I know who wins this season. My bad. Not Jordan.
No, stop!
I'm sorry, but I didn't tell you who did. That's how much I disrespect this show. I look up spoilers. I never look up spoilers for Survivor, a show that I cherish. I just want to know who wins right away with challenge so I can just fucking half-ass watch it.
The new Big Brother people are really good.
Bailey and
they got a
I
good
like
crowd.
Bailey, even though she came in a bit hard first episode, but I think she's smart. Obviously, she won the second, third, whatever challenge. But why do we have to call him Swaggy? Don't like that name.
That's
Don't
his name.
like it.
Swaggy
That's
C. That's his
stupid.
name.
But,
that's Chris's name.
The thing is annoying. Is
there's 2 Chris's, one CT, the other one Swaggy
the
C.
thing is it sounds like Swaggy C is we have to differentiate the C because there's another Swaggy on the cast. No, there is not. Just be Swaggy.
That's his
I don't
name.
like it.
He was Swaggy C on
It
Big
sounds
Brother. He had
it's too
Brandy.
young for me. It's too Gen Y for me. I can't do it. I'm way too
Oh,
old for that.
do you have a do you have a TikTok?
I'm not trying to give out my
I am shocked.
TikTok is for people who want their social security number stolen. Sorry. I'm not trying to give that out.
Explain
I don't
that.
know.
Explain
Listen,
that.
Jameson's like a big cybersecurity. That's literally his job.
Person.
But yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
I guess it's been like a lot of social media. Have you seen all those things on like Facebook and Instagram? They're like, name your favorite like car, make and model, and your favorite like birthday, and your mom's.
What's your birthday?
Yeah.
What's your favorite
What's the last
color?
four of your
What's your
social?
mom's maiden
I
name?
bet.
What's the
Yeah.
street you could
So like
think
all
of that you used to
yeah,
live
it's like
on?
all these apps are like designed to just like I mean, data mining is a huge thing. That's just real. And so TikTok has been invented so we can like I mean one of those apps that just like data mines the shit out of you. Just like Zoom. So sorry. Sorry guys. It's just I don't
Are you on Zoom? How are you doing these video happy hours?
Oh, he's on Zoom, I'm not. I mean he makes fake accounts though. He's so elaborate. It actually pisses me off because sometimes our Wi-Fi is so fucking elaborately set up that like if it like disconnects, I don't know how to fix it because he has it so it bounces off like different servers and I don't even understand what the hell I'm talking about. But it's all like weirdly connected so the IP address isn't our IP address. Doesn't make sense. So he like sets up all these fake shit. And he also has an Amazon account that has this fake name. And he has a credit card that is technically linked to his real credit card, but it has fake numbers and a fake name. Yeah. He's basically like one of those people that wears a tin hat to the bank. And it's like, I don't.
Is he really named Jameson?
I don't know. I don't care. I hope so. Because before I met him, I was like, I want to name my child Jameson because it's a cool name, and now I'm married to one. So all works out.
Do you still want to name your child Jameson if you had
because I
one?
don't want a child anymore. I don't want my vagina to look like shredded chicken.
Hey, that's
It's fair. I mean, birthing is beautiful for anyone but me. I don't want to deal with it.
I think that's a good note to wrap up on. Is
it?
Shauna? Yeah, I think it is.
All right, goodbye.
Shauna, this has been fun. Wait, Liz, before you leave, I want to make sure people know where to find you.
Stop.
ShaunaCook.com.
I don't want my last name in this.
ShaunaCook.com.
Cool.
You can follow her on
No, you can't.
Instagram.
I don't want you to.
Shay_Chuck.
That's wrong. What about you, Kevin Gilreath?
You can follow me on Instagram.
My next Christmas decoration, which is going to be Kevin Gilreath. Kevin faces around a wreath. Wait, we didn't talk about the one thing that I wanted to talk about, but fine.
Okay, what is it?
I should talk about that. Okay, so I was thinking last night or 2 nights ago about because I wanted to shift the attention away from just my own narratives to some of your own narratives. And I was like, I'm going to ask Kevin what his strengths and weaknesses are, but I already know them. And one of your strengths is falling asleep under a boat in the middle of the day, which was impressive.
And not drowning.
I have several million photos. I was like, he's going to die at any moment. I'm going to document it. Didn't die. And then eventually everyone was like, what does he know that we don't? And we all crawled under the boat. And you know what? It was pretty dope under that. So I commend you for finding a shaded area. But your weakness is you in movie theaters. You're really bad at movie theaters. You fall asleep in every fucking...
fall asleep everywhere. And I was
thinking about the time when you were like, let's go see A Quiet Place. And we went. And anyone who's never seen that movie, the first 45 fucking minutes is nothing. No sound at all, as advertised. Yeah. And Kevin falls asleep within 34 seconds of the movie starting. So you're snoring. You're snoring right away. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, maybe he's tired and he's asleep. I don't know. Like, but also everyone's looking at us. And I didn't know what to do, so I just let you sleep.
So
You snored for like the first hour.
it's weird. So like when I'm like in a place that's like super quiet and like relaxing, my body just wants to like go to
sitting
sleep. It seems like
upright
sleep
in a sticky movie theater seat.
Yeah.
Very comfy.
Listen, movie theaters and cars.
Oh,
are
cars
like
that's my thing. I fall asleep in
kryptonite.
cars too,
Right to
but not
sleep.
movie theaters.
And I like snore and I'm sleep. I'm out.
Yes,
I'm
and it's
tired.
hard to wake you up, as I
Sleeping-
learned. So I was like, "Hey, Kevin, like maybe don't be asleep," and you're like, "No, I'm sleeping."
It's not on purpose. There's only 2 movies I've ever slept through on purpose.
What did you go to?
Unaccompanied Minors.
What is that?
Well, because I thought they'd be good, and they weren't. There was a movie called Unaccompanied Minors that came out in like 2000. I want to say like 2005,
I'm never
maybe
gonna know.
2006. Let me
We were
look it
too
up.
young. I was like 15. Was the other one Ready
So
Player
Unaccompanied-
One that you made us see? That movie
No.
was so boring, and you were so adamant, and you made us see it, and you fucking fell asleep through the whole thing of that. Because we also had mimosas before that one.
So if I drink too much, also I get tired. Unaccompanied Minors came out in 2006. It starred Louis Black and Wilmer Valderrama.
Wilbur. Oh my God, he's
And,
not real. He's clearly fallen off the map.
He's a person.
Yeah, but is he though? Legally, he's a terrible person.
The best part about this movie, the budget for this movie was $26 million. Box office, it made 22.
Oh,
so
wow. That's actually an impressive amount to make for a piece of shit that no one's heard of with Wilmer Valderrama. Well,
it was a Christmas movie too, which is crazy.
What's the second one?
The other one was Youth in Revolt.
Oh, I read the book. That's a good book, but I didn't see the movie because
It had Michael Cera
has a
in
little
it.
teeny tiny mustache in it, and I don't like that.
I didn't like it either. I fell asleep, and so when I say I went to sleep on purpose, is that I fell asleep like I normally do, but in all these movies, I like wake up at a certain point, and because my nap is over, and it's now time to get engaged with
as
whatever's
most of us
left
do during
in
our
said
movies when we spend $10 to sleep in public. Like the opposite of homelessness.
So
like just a flex they have $10 to
Well,
fucking
no, for
lose.
me, fuck this $10.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and take a
I'm gonna
nap.
sleep in public for a price. Have fun sleeping on your grate out of necessity.
Exactly. So normally I wake up and then watch the rest of the film. But for those two, I like woke up, I looked at the screen,
no.
said, "Oh, it's still on." Turned over, turned around,
As if you didn't know.
and went right back to sleep.
And had to be woken up by
So those are the two movies I
a
did
high
that in.
schooler, like sweeping the theater, had to wake you up and tell you the movie's over later.
So Unaccompanied Minors, I woke up right as the credits rolled. So that was perfect timing. In Youth in Revolt, that's exactly what happened. I fell asleep, turned it over, went back to sleep. I have no idea how long the movie's been over because the lights are on and there's a guy like poking me. He's like, hey man, you gotta go. And I was like, huh? Oh, my bad, man. Then I like leave. And my friends who came to the movie with me are standing outside the theater laughing.
They let you
because
sleep?
I guess they were gonna just
That's
wait.
fun.
They were just gonna wait
I like that.
and see how long it took for me to wake
No,
up.
I like it because it's something that I feel like I would do. Except for I had like, if it was any other movie that we had seen where you fell asleep, I probably would have just like ignored it. But it was so loud in the movie theater that everyone looked at me like I was like the problem. And they're like, "Fix your friend." I was like, "I can't." It was the Wednesday showing of this movie, and I didn't think anyone was going to be there. And it was like pretty packed theater, and I was like, "Fuck." So even like eating popcorn wasn't allowed, and yet you're like, "I'm gonna take a quick 15," and just fucking fell asleep. It's so loud.
And it was also crazy because like I try to go to movies like earlier in the day so that I can try to stay awake. Once those lights,
I wish I had that talent.
Once those lights go down, it's
I've
over.
never fallen asleep in a movie theater. I'm so jealous of your ability to, because there's so many movies that I wanted to fall asleep for, or at least start like doing heroin so the movie would be like better. When I saw Aloha in theaters, I wish that I wanted to like do crack so I would be more entertained because that movie is a fucking nightmare.
I've never even heard of
It's
it.
so bad. It has Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, John Krasinski, Danny McBride, Bill Murray, fucking everybody in it, and it's a piece.
This movie is trash.
It's a piece of shit. Cameron Crowe wrote it and directed it, and you're like, oh, cool, Almost Famous. I love that movie because I'm like a quirky, offbeat youth. And then you go and see this movie, and you're like, I hate you so much. I now want to like, I don't know, start freebasing heroin because this movie is so bad. So bad. It made no sense, but I couldn't fall asleep during it, and all I had to do was just like sob. The end.
You know what I want to do? Next week I want to talk about movies that we have seen. Just movies in general. Cool. No rhyme or reason.
Oh my god.
Watch a couple
talk
movies.
Talk about 50 First Dates because I hate it.
Yes. Really? I think that movie's good.
Think about the plot. Think about it for 40 seconds. In this context of the 2020 woke culture. There's a person who lost their memory.
It doesn't work today.
It doesn't work at all. This guy is like, hey, this chick has no memory. She probs doesn't remember that I'm repulsive. And then every single day tries to get in her fucking pants. And then fucking 7 months later, she wakes up pregnant and has no memory of how she got pregnant. What? She's on a boat and pregnant. She's like, what's happening? He's like, hey, I don't have time, but here's a video. Like, what? It's actually a fucking horror movie if you think about it. Just like if you think about have you ever seen the movie Passengers?
No.
With Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt?
Yeah, I know what the one you're talking about. Yeah,
that movie
I haven't seen it.
Would easily be a horror movie if Chris Pratt was like Steve Buscemi or someone ugly.
So what happens in that movie?
Because that movie is about Chris Pratt is like, I'm lonely. I'm gonna wake up the hottest chick to like die with me. Dun dun dun. And then she's like, oh, you're hot. Cool. That's fun. And then she finds out he's like woke her up for no reason other than his dick was thirsty. And then she's like, you're a murderer. And then she's like, but you're hot. The end. If that was like an ugly dude who's like, I'm so horny, and who wakes her up out of her sleep pod for fucking 80 years to die a slow death, that's a horror movie. It is. A lot of movies would be horror movies if you replace the hot guy with someone fugly. Like, I don't know, fucking Ben Stiller.
Next week we're going to talk about the movies. We're going to talk about movies that are horror movies.
Replace the main characters or the hot girl.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that next week because I really do want to know about movies that are going to be horror movies by just moving one person.
Yeah, that's a real hot topic. I have to piss so bad.
All right, so you're going to go pee. I'm going to go. This has been fun. Find me, KG Fury. Find her at Shay_Chuck.
Find me.
This has been great.
All right.
Shauna, I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
So we got to continue our friendship.
I'll
talk to you.
Because our friendship is only friendship if it's recorded. Kevin is...
Only if it's recorded.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
All